Well, in the summer, a lot of inner city kids can find themselves with nothing to do, and that can sometimes lead to trouble.
Yeah, but Robi is here to introduce us to this great charity that gets kids off the streets and onto the water. Hey, Robi.
Hey, Chris, 10 years ago, I met a guy named John Hoffman. He's obsessed with fishing, and he wanted to find a way to share that love with kids who had never caught a fish before. So he started the Fishing Academy, a nonprofit whose goal is to teach young people more than just how to bait a hook and reel in flounder. So we spent a day on Boston Harbor for this week's Robi on the Road. On the court, Serena Smith aims to go for nothing but net.
We got another flounder.
But this is what she would prefer to net. Serena's in the middle of Boston Harbor, hauling in fish.
There's a whole nother world out there other than just basketball, going home, playing on your PS3.
It's a world that inner city kids might never see if not for the charity called the Fishing Academy.
Swing it right in. Nice job.
Flounder time! John Hoffman has been taking kids from Boston's poorer communities on these adventures for 11 years.
They get teamwork, patience, discipline, respect, self-confidence. When the kid catches that first fish by themselves, they light up.
I have one.
Oh, you have one. Breaking news. Oh, there you go. Right in the middle of the interview.
You just want to loop it across the hook, right? And then you just keep looping it until you get to the end of the worm.
Cameron Forster was a student of John's. Now he works for the Fishing Academy. What does he help teach?
When you're fishing, you got to be patient and wait for the fish to bite it, because if you're not patient, you're not going to get a bite or you're not going to get a fish.
Out here on the water is a safe haven for these kids.
There's kids on every corner of every part of the city that have trouble lurking everywhere.
Jordan Young has seen some peers steer into trouble. He takes advantage of programs like the Vine Street Community Center in Roxbury, where he learns computer skills, and he'll be out on the water for the first time ever this summer, escaping the turmoil that could await some other young people in this neighborhood.
Some kids get killed, some kids could go to jail. That's a lot of different things that could happen when you don't have anything to do and you're not involved in anything.
All right, Serena, let's see what you got.
Al Smith runs the Vine Street. When he's not with daughter Serena here, he volunteers helping his childhood buddy John with the Fishing Academy. He knows both programs can teach these teens a lot of life lessons.
Survival is one. Okay, you know that old saying, give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish, feed him for a lifetime.
Such a great program. You know, Al was telling me he had this one kid that comes to the community center, and he's all like acting tough all the time, looking over his back and everything. And then you get him out on the water, the shoulders start to relax, they're laughing, they're having fun, and they hope that carries into the rest of their lives as well, the confidence and the respect and the discipline, the things they learn out on the water.
I love that they had mentioned about teaching patience, because it's true, you got to wait out there for a bite. Sometimes it can take a little while, but
you learn
it's life lessons.
Teamwork, too, is really important out there. You know, when you're fishing, several people on the boat, helping each other bait, helping each other reel in and net and everything was fascinating to watch.
And they look like they were reeling in a lot, right?
To see these kids that are actually taking the initiative and recognizing the environment around them and trying to better themselves at such a young age, it's got to give you hope that
guys like John Hoffman and Al Smith, who are childhood friends, now they're doing it in the community, giving back.
It's awesome.